about to meet the original web-swinging wonder.
By the late 60s, television was replacing comics as the first choice of the teenager. And so it was only a matter of time before Spider-Man made his Saturday morning debut.
Saturday morning was a holy time for children, and to have their comic book characters come to life, it made a really, really strong impression.
My little brother likes Spider-Man. He watched the cartoons and stuff, so I'd be playing, and then it'd be on in the background, and I'd be like, whatever.
Spider-Man first appeared on Saturday morning in 1967, and this was the series that had the now memorable theme song.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
No way. Catches thieves just like flies.
Watch out.
Here comes the Spider-Man!
Can you beat that?
I saw it every afternoon after school, without fail, every day for 3 years.
That's just too far-fetched.
Just throw this cell down, stick on the animation, and I don't think there was too much time and care taking over the intricacies of the animation.
Let's get out of here, pal.
There are some obvious limitations to the animation, which, if you're a kid and you're watching it, you really couldn't give a crap about. They use a lot of repeating animation techniques where you see Spider-Man swinging from building to building, and maybe you cut away from something else, and then you see that same shot of Spider-Man swinging from the same building to the same building again.
It was really tough to put out a weekly animated series. It was very expensive.
The stories were always good. They were compelling, and that's what held it and let it run for a long, long, long time.
That Bakshi Spider-Man was actually kind of dark and brooding and more memorable than some of the later ones, which actually had probably better quality of animation.
They were very good. They were quite dark. The skyline used to be very red and black and quite sort of macabre, really.
A legend is born. As a new name is added to the roster of those who make the world of fantasy the most exciting realm of all.
I love the Spider-Man cartoons. But there was a program on TV where it was a real Spider-Man. I like to see it in the flesh.
It's great to watch it now because it's a fantastic bit of 70s quiche.
The TV Spider-Man tried to reflect the comic book Spider-Man.
We pretty carefully followed the comic book version. We brought in Chris Hammond, who was our Spider-Man.
But daytime dweeb with a dual identity wasn't Nicholas Hammond's only secret.
He'd been in the Sound of Music originally with Julie Andrews, walking around little shorts and suspenders.
In the 1977 pilot, David White was J. Jonah Jameson.
Are you on drugs?
He is better known as Larry Tate on Bewitched.
You want to work here? You must be crazy, too.
I guess the producers of the live-action show, to save maybe a little bit of money, decided that they would just shoot it here at home in Los Angeles.
It's not easy to duplicate New York in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow, look at that. Spider-Man's climbing up the buildings. He's gone up 1 story, 2 stories, 3 stories. Oh, he's at the top. But that's not the way it is in New York, because it's like every building's 80 stories. But this was actually filmed in Los Angeles.
If you needed to get from downtown to Century City, there was a lot of walking.
The thing is with Spider-Man is he has to stick onto things. So say if you got him in a desert, he'd be completely useless.
How did he attach himself to the buildings and things? We just said he was attaching himself to the buildings.
How did he do that?
We most often had him on a set of ropes, hopefully invisible ropes, and we elected to shoot all the Spider-Man work in videotape and then transfer it back to film, which was kind of unusual for that day. The film audience is very accepting quite often. If they get into the character, if they believe that character can climb up a building, they'll believe he can climb up a building.
He really is hanging onto that wall, isn't he?
Spider-Man's web on the live-action version of his show in the 70s was really just a net.
It looked like something you throw in the ocean to catch shrimp.
It was on a spring device under the arm of the uniform, and he would just, boom, detach it, and it would shoot out.
I can remember trying to get washing up liquid bottles and being able to go bang and smash it down and stuff squirting out. But we could never get the right consistency of goo.
He also never fought other superheroes. Yeah, he only fought crooks, weaker people than him.
Our writers would come up with their own set of conflicts for him to get involved with. It was martial arts time.
What does he wear? What do you mean, what does he wear? What's he got on, his underwear? Looks like a priest to me.
Give me a hero in a uniform and superpowers, and I'll show you, not always, but I'll oftentimes show you a hit.
Where are you going, Peter?
Be right back.
Spider-Man. In the 70s, he briefly showed up in Electric Company, which was a children's TV show, kind of like the next step up from Sesame Street.
Nifty work, Spider-Man. Nice going.
He still, I believe anyways, tried to teach you about something, as all those educational programs always tried to do.
You got a license for that push cart? Sorry, Spider-Man, but you have to have a license.
I have to plead ignorance of the TV versions because they would always infuriate me. They would always be inferior, certainly in artwork.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
He was like Friends with lots of other superheroes.
Iceman and Firestar.
When you watch it now, you think, oh, that's rubbish, but when I was a child, it was fantastic.
What are you doing tonight? You want to see a flick?
I'd love to see a flick, Bobby.
Spider-Man was living with these three guys and a girl and a dog. I couldn't quite figure that one out.
Bobby, I've got a date with Peter tonight.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind.
We went out and fought supernatural villains, came back, had a few pizzas, watched TV. Basically, it's friends in tights and lycra.
See you later, Aunt May. We're off to the North Pole.
I know they were super friends, but Spider-Man's always been a loner in the comics, so it didn't quite gel for me.